So for this dish, our simple ingredients are: I have a cup of flour here, I have a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of onion powder, I have some black pepper, but we're not going to be using all of this. I have a cup and a half of whole milk, I have 1 large onion, and I also have this little slicer here, but I'm going to be using my knife for this because I find these to be dangerous sometimes, and sometimes if you're not careful, you can slip and cut yourself right here when you're trying to slice your onions. So the first thing we're going to do is just add all our dry ingredients together. So I'm going to add my paprika in here, and I'm going to add my onion powder. And the reason why I'm adding onion powder to this is because we're using whole milk, and basically the whole milk is going to draw some of the flavoring of the onion, so it won't taste as onion-like. So this is just going to make sure infuse that right back in, but not as much. And then you can add as much black pepper as you want. So I'm just going to add a bit of that. I will salt mine after the frying process, but you can add your salt in now depending on what you prefer. And then we can put that aside till we're ready for it. Now with our onion, now we're going to just strip it apart. So you just want to just remove all the skin. And what I like to do is just remove the first layer of the onion. So once you're done, you can use your slicer to basically slice it apart if you're not really good at cutting, but just be careful. So if you have better grip here, just go ahead and use that. But I'm just going to use my knife, and with a firm grip, I'm just going to thinly slice these. Take your time, no rush, go as slow as you need to. And I should probably have a cutting board, so I'm going to grab my cutting board now so I can finish. Like this is good enough for me. I don't need anything more than that, but it really depends, like I said, on how thick you want them. But the thinner you can get them, the better. Because remember, these are not going to be frying for too long, so you don't want them too thick. So just thin strips. And then what I do is, once I do that, I just pull them apart, because when they fry, I just want them like that. I don't want a circle. So just pull them apart in the middle. And then just have them all individual. So like this one is perfect, and for the rest, just pull them apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and complete this. I'm all done cutting on my onions now, so this is what they all look like. So I have some small pieces, it doesn't all have to be even. So that's what it looks like. So now I have my plate of whole milk here, and what I'm gonna do is just place my onion right in there. I'm going to let my onions sit in this for about an hour. So you might want to go watch some TV, put on dinner or something until that hour is up. If you don't have the hour to wait, you can just wait maybe 10-30 minutes, or you can use heavy cream. But with heavy cream, I find that they coat these a little too thickly, and then frying, it just becomes really soft and mushy, and you won't enjoy that as much. So I'm gonna leave mine in for an hour, but like I said, if you don't have an hour, you can leave it in for much less. In a deep pan now, I'm gonna add some oil. You don't need too much. That's good enough. And I'm just gonna let this heat up while I prepare the rest of my onions for frying. It's been a full hour now since my onions have been soaking in my whole milk. And what I'm gonna do now is just remove the onions, drain them off, and I'm just gonna drop them into my little dry batter here. Just wanna drop them in there. You could do a few at a time or the whole thing, depending on what you prefer. I just wanna coat these one time and just drop them into your frying pan right as you coat them. So look at that, look how nicely coated those are. It's perfect. So we're gonna move right over to our stove now, because these ones are all ready. So we're gonna test our oil to make sure it's ready by dropping a small piece in there. If it floats to the top, then our oil is nice and hot. If it doesn't just yet, so it's getting there. It's almost there. See, our onion floats to the top, so it's almost there. So once our oil is nice and hot, you just wanna go ahead and take a few of them and just drop them in. And you want to fry these for about a couple minutes. Just make sure you stir them in between so that each one gets an even amount of fry time. stir it. So it's doing really good. So I just occasionally stir it. And it's browning up nicely. You don't want to wait for it to get too dark, because when you do take it out, it is pretty much still frying and it will get darker like this over here. So you want to go ahead and remove them and just add them on a piece of paper towel or a strainer like this, and just let them drain for a few minutes. After you removed everything, you want to go ahead and salt them while they are still hot. So you just want to add a little bit of salt and whatever other seasoning you want to add to this. And then just want to mix them around. So it's almost like fries. So there you have it, guys. Perfect, delicious, simple, crispy onion. You can add this on your favorite steak, meat dish, or even veggie dish. So if you guys enjoy this recipe, be sure to try it out. This is a perfect little add-on and top-in for any dish you can pretty much think of, and it is super delicious. And did I say it was simple to make? So let me know if you guys enjoyed this dish, and thank you so much for watching.